Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be starting the $10,000 to $100,000 Condor challenge, and this is not paper trading. This is using my own account, and I'm going to blur the account number out just for privacy issues. But basically, I'm going to try to get to $100,000. I'm going to start with 10,000, and I'm going to use iron condors and reverse iron condors. Now, if you don't know what that is, then it's basically just a pretty complex option strategy where you try to get where you think that a stock is going to stay in a certain range. And if a stock stays in a certain range by the time of expiration, then you gain a max profit of whatever you entered the trade in. If it falls out of the range, then there's losses, and depending on how far you go through the ranges, the losses could keep going. I don't recommend doing this strategy if you've never done options before. It's for sure not something beginners should do. Just stick to debit spreads or something. This is just something I wanted to try out, and I've been doing options for quite a long time. So yeah, so let's get started. So how am I going to do this? I'm first going to start with iron condors for now, but then I'll jump into reverse iron condors maybe in another video, and that is what shop is, and I'll explain that in another video. But for SPX is the main instrument that I am going to be using, SPX iron condors, and I'm going to be opening them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you might be asking me why those days, why Monday, Wednesday, Friday. SPX is one of the only stocks that expire on that day. And so by opening SPX the day of, basically I am hoping that SPX stays in a certain range by the time 1 o'clock hits. And 1 o'clock, I'm saying 1 o'clock because I'm on the West Coast, but for the East Coast people, it'd be 4 o'clock. But by the time the market closes at 1 o'clock, if it stays in the range, I'm good. I get max money. But yeah, so the goal here is I'm going to be opening it an hour and 30 minutes before the market closes. So 11:30 a.m. my time. By that time, I've noticed that most of the market news has been digested, either from the previous day or from the day of. And basically, you're praying that there's no market news that moves the market in the last hour. Now, this is, yeah, you're basically speculating, but it does happen, but it doesn't happen very often. Trump could send a tweet that could send the stock market spiraling at any second, and there's nothing you could do about it. That's just the nature of the game. But there are certain things that we can do to try and play a little safer. That involves choosing the right strikes with the help of resistance and support levels. And we're mostly looking for 70 to 80% percentage of profit. Now, how am I going to be doing that? So you're going to need something technical. You're going to need to have a graph instrument to help you pick your strikes. I use Thinkorswim. Like for example, just looking at a graph, you can tell kind of where the day support is, like right here, and then where the high is right there. Just kind of like briefly using that to help us determine our strikes. So on what? SPX mostly, a mix of other stocks as well. I am going to be mostly doing SPX, but you'll notice that for Fridays, I will be not doing SPX because there's safer stocks, and I'll get into that another day. But SPX mostly, and then for reverse iron condors, I'll be using mostly Shopify because that's been working for me for the past 2 or 3 weeks. And then why am I doing this? Well, I've been doing this strategy for like a month and a half, and I think it's been going pretty well. I've made $7,000. Portfolio's up to 11.8K now. I think it's like 10% every 10% returns every 2 days. And I don't know, it just seems pretty crazy to me. And I'm starting this channel just to hold myself accountable and see how far this can go, like whether I can actually hit 100K or not. I made a cool little club called the Condor Boys, and they feel like iron condors are such an underrated strategy, and I just feel like I don't know, it's so good. So enough talking. I'm gonna get into what happened today on the first day, how I made $960 um, within an hour and 30 minutes, and I'll basically speed through the footage. I don't have all of it saved, but I'll speed through the footage all the way up until market close, and then what happened. All right, guys. So diving into it, this is a recording. This is not live, but this was around 12:30 p.m. today, and you can see I just opened the trade about an hour ago, and we were already up $440. And the reason why I was up $440 already is because SPX, since I opened the trade, hadn't moved. So as SPX doesn't move, and as it approaches 1 o'clock, which is closing time, your percentage of profit goes up, and if your percentage of profit goes up, then the trade gains. But basically I sped this footage up really a lot, and it's going to be skipping around a little bit. I'm just kind of doing a voiceover right now, but I'm going to run you through what I was thinking around this time. So the top left is where it's kind of like a self note of where I started. I started the day at 11,035, and I was showing you the date right now. And here I am going to be showing you the trade itself for today. So just to pause it here a little bit, I opened 20 contracts per leg, and my lower bound was 35.30, upper bound was 35.60. So SPX being at where it is right now, which is somewhere in the middle. I think at that time it was at 35.40, working perfectly in the middle of the range. Yep, 35.40. So as long as it stays there by 1 o'clock, which is in 30 minutes, then I should be getting max profit. And generally I like to make the range about 15 or 20 to 25-ish apart from where So one thing I want to point out, as 10 minutes have passed basically since I showed you the first clip, is you can see my P&L of SPX is starting to drop a little bit, right? And it's going really all over the place right now, and that's because SPX at this time has been dropping down past 35.37 and like around that area. And so what happens is if it goes past 31 or 35.37, it kind of threatens the lower short contract that I have. And basically, like if it strays away from the middle, the more it strays away from the middle, the less profit that I'll be realizing. The less unrealized profit. And you'll see, like, immediately when it shoots back up, those two green candles that we see right now, like it goes back to 35.39. You can see my P&L, it just shoots up as well. It's back up to 500, but then the moment it goes down, it's 340. So right now we want the SPX to go up to keep the range in the middle. And I think I kind of wanted to show you just how crazy. So yeah, that is 15 minutes until market close. The next clip I'm going to show you is like a sped up version. This is 2 minutes. You can see at the bottom right, 2 minutes until market close. It's getting really into crunch time right now. My lower bound, as you recall, is 35.30, and it had almost actually tested that. But the fact that it's not, and the fact that there's only a minute left until the market closes, the chances of it dropping 5 more points in 1 minute is so slim that the market's basically giving me the credit that I deserved already. So yeah, the P&L is just basically shooting up all the way up. My max profit that when I opened the trade, it was about 940, 950-ish or 960, and that's excluding commissions. But you can see as the market closes, basically I'm 4 points off from my lower bound, which is 35.30. It's 1 o'clock right now. Instantly P&L shoots up to 960. So as I said at the start of this video, it doesn't matter how much you are away from your strikes, your lower bounds, as long as you're in the range, you get max profit. It doesn't matter if it's 1 point or 2 points, 5 points, whatever. So yeah, just like that, up $980 on the day. Hope to continue this on Wednesday, and hope you guys join me on the journey. Thanks for watching.